Alright guys, so before we continue, I'd just like to point out that please do subscribe to the channel and like the video if you enjoyed the video review. Also, I will be posting a few video shots of the front camera and the rear camera, which will be at the end of this video. So if you are interested, look at that and judge the video quality for yourself. Feel free to stay tuned till the end of this video to watch those. So let us go ahead and I'll just turn the key into the accessory position, and that's when the camera will turn on, and obviously the AKOSO DL12, and then you can see the camera. Now you do have the front camera and the rear camera, and like I said earlier, I do have all of those connected. I do have the GPS unit connected as well, so it does record my speed as well in real time as the car is driving. You do get the front and the rear camera. You can obviously switch between the front camera only or the rear camera only. I mean, it still records both, but you do have an option to only choose one. You can use this as a rear view camera as well. You can just let it stay there in this mode, and then this can act as a rear view camera, for the rear view mirror. So basically I just have it set to this, and I have this for my preference, I have it set to a screensaver, so it turns off. And you do have a button over here which you can use to turn off the screen manually if it does not turn off. But if you use the screensaver mode, it does turn off after 1 minute. That's how I have it set. Again, you do have a few things over here that I'd like to mention. This red dot means that it is recording currently. You can see that it's recording at 1.5K, and this is the recording duration. You have the GPS, you have these logos stating that it is the GPS is connected and it's currently recording your location and your speed. It does keep a track of that as you drive. You do have a bunch of options on the front over here. When after you press this, let me show you. You have the microphone logo. You can turn off the microphone and turn it on. I have currently off because I just don't want it to record the audio. Seems unnecessary for me. You can use this camera button to take a photo of some incident, or if you find a good scenery and you do want to take a photo, you can do that. You do have the record button. You can press that to turn off the recording temporarily, and then you have the settings menu and you have the screen lock button over here. So we're just going to go into the settings menu, and I'll show you some of the settings, not all of the settings but some of them. So you do have a resolution option. You can change the resolution on the front camera. The rear camera stays the same. You either have an option for 2K on the front and 1080p on the back, or 1.5K on the front and 1080p on the back. I have it set to 1.5K in the front and 1080p on the back because I have a smaller memory card right now. But if I had a 128 gigabytes memory card or something bigger than 32 gigabytes, I would have used 2K. You have loop record, which obviously means that the oldest files gets deleted and the newer files takes over on the front. And then you have the option of recording audio, recording and not recording, so it's turned off. G sensor, that's something to do with the GPS sensor, and in case you get into a crash, it's going to save that particular video file into a separate folder so that it does not get deleted. Parking guard is again something like that, which allows the camera to record the video in case somebody bumps you and runs away. So as soon as they bump you, it will start recording, and you will know who bumped into you. Screensaver is when the screen turns off, obviously, and then you do have video encoding, frequency, and all of those other features which I'm not going to talk about right now. Language, date and time, and you can see all of those great features that they have. A lot of settings over here. And then you have speed calibration, which is again if your GPS does not record the accurate speed, you can calibrate that to get the most accurate speed possible. I haven't gone into those settings because it doesn't matter much to me, but that is something that I would like to point out. You can go back, and another thing I'd like to point out is that you do have a selection for the brightness, so you can change the brightness of the screen. There is a little bit of setting over here that you can do. You can increase and decrease the brightness to a certain extent. And then if you swipe from left to right, you do get into the folder menu where you can access all of the videos. Like in case you get into an accident or something and you want to show the video to a police officer to prove that you are not at fault or something like that, you can do that. So let's go ahead and play this one to just show you. So that's how you can click on that and you see the video footage. Very easy to use. I like how this works. Since it's big and since this is big and has a touch screen, I feel it's a lot better than some of the other cameras, a lot easier to use than the other cameras that I have used in the past that have a relatively smaller screen. Then you have rare, ordinary, video, and like I said, these are all the folders that they get recorded to. So this is, I had a cycle mounted before, so that video won't be good. Again, you can click on this video, you can get a video footage, and then like I said, you have all these folders. So if anything happens, you know, if you get into a crash, it's going to send some urgent videos. It's going to send that particular video to the urgent folder, so you know where to find it, and those videos will not get deleted. You obviously have the option to delete videos from here if you want to, and all that good stuff. And that's pretty much it, you know. And then you get the time information and date information on the right. Currently I think the time is not set properly on this thing, but it doesn't really matter for me. And apart from that, I have all of the wiring gone very decently, in a very organized way. I ran it through the headliner, so all of the wiring is going through the headliner, and none of the wiring is easily visible. All my wiring goes through here, the A pillar, and comes down all the way. Now this is the GPS unit that I have stuck over here. It comes with double tape, and you know, I have stuck it here. Now another thing I'd like to point out, guys, is that this does come with a trim removal tool, which is good, which is handy for, you know, obviously pushing wire into the headliner and all of that. But for some vehicles you might need some extra tools, because it does it may be tedious on some vehicles. For me, I had to run it all the way through the A pillar, down the footwell and the side steps, and then all the way to the back. The wire I felt was pretty sufficient for my vehicle. I think I used up all of the wire, so it was pretty sufficient. And the current car that I have it mounted in is a Toyota FJ Cruiser, so this is a pretty big vehicle, and I think the length of the wire should be enough for most vehicles. It could be a little bit longer, but it should be enough for most vehicles. A few things I'd like to point out. A few of the downsides of this is this mirror for my car is kind of too wide, so when you open the sun visors, it literally touches it, so it obstructs it a little. So you always need to readjust it once you open this. If you know, unintentionally hit it with this like this, then you again need to readjust it with that, which is a little drawback. I wish they can somehow overcome that. Another thing is, I wish that they have in the next version, I wish that they have something like they have a wireless rear view camera. So a wireless rear view camera, so that you don't have to deal with all that wiring and removing all the tabs, because I know there are some dash cameras that have wireless cameras for the rear. So that would be a neat addition and would make the installation much more easier. Another thing I'd like to point out is with the power cord that is supplied. Let me go ahead and open the light because it's getting a little darker. I hope the light helps, but it is getting a little darker. But let me show you. So I had to use this basically because this is the port that comes with the dash cam, the 12 volt power adapter. Unfortunately, this does not have a USB output. If you want to use if you want to charge your phone or something, you basically lose the one 12 volt outlet, because my car only has one 12 volt outlet, and which is a little downside about this thing. I really wish they had a USB port over here, which would have been a really good addition, because most other dash cams that I have used have a USB port built into the 12 volt charger over here. And that's about it. One other drawback that I would like to point out is that this does not come with a memory card in the box, so that is one thing you'd have to keep an eye out for. I really wish they could probably charge a little bit more and add a memory card. That would be very convenient for some people, because some people may not know that, and they would have to wait again to use this product properly because they would have to order a memory card. And that's about it, guys, for this video. I hope I didn't take up a lot of your time. If you like this video and you have any comments or questions, feel free to ask me in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions, and I will be posting the sample footage from the cameras at the end of this video. So if you do like this video, please do subscribe and and hit the like button, or smash that like button, and see you next time on technology, guys. Thank you.